Got some work on the greenhouse done today, and I've been wiring and went ahead and ran the wiring a few days ago. And hi Daphne, going here with me? But go in here and look. I've got the wiring ran, got the electric on, I got the heater, the greenhouse heater in here, and I still got to take that wiring over there and get it put up out of the way. But I just turned the heater off, plug it back in. But excuse me, it's 30. I don't remember what the temperature actually was outside. Anyway, I've not been out here for a little bit. I turned the heater off. I was out here wiring all this. Right now, it says it's 40 degrees in here, and it was headed up to, I think it was 54. It was showing 54 degrees, and took it about 25 minutes, something like that, to get there. So it wasn't that bad. Wasn't that bad at all. It got warm enough in here that you can see the water dripping off the icicles out there. And so that says 36.6. When I first turned it on a minute ago, it was 36.2. You see it's going up pretty quick. But I have that's the thermostat control for this little heater down here. Yeah, floor is dirty in here, but it is a greenhouse. So. I'm going to clean it up and sweep it out and blow it out. But I hadn't done a greenhouse tour. But that is made out of pallet wood. That is our potting table. And these are repurposed shelves that I picked up. I put in here, and I'm eventually going to do more shelves. I'll probably end up taking them out after this year and doing more of these wire shelves, which I have plenty of that in the barn over there. I just put them in this past week too, and it's already 38.4, and the thermometer over there is already warmed up. It went from 40 to 42 already, so it don't take too long. That little bitty heater, no bigger than it is. I mean, that is a good one. Of course, the thermostat, that's the control for the thermostat. You can see this black wire right here runs down. I've got it zip tied to the back of this shelf, and instead of running it up top, because right now I can feel the heat up here. Instead of running it up top, where your the hottest part is, I ran it down low. See where I've got it ran down, and right somewhere there is the probe for the thermostat, and I've just got it hanging. It ain't attached to nothing. Down here by the top of our grow boxes, in that corner, that's going to be the coolest part. I mean, the heat. Like right now where I'm standing, I can feel the heat all over here. And when I just reached over there, I can feel it a little, but not as much. So that's going to be, to me, that'd be the more accurate. If it gets warm enough over there that the thermostat reads the temperature I've got it set on and it shuts off, then it's going to be warm in the rest of the greenhouse in here. But this is our grow boxes. And I had to stand in them today, so you can see my footprints. It looks like I've packed it down a little bit, so I've got to fluff that back up. I don't have anything planted in them right now. See if I can get it from back here. Of course, the shelves, I went through here and got a bunch of stuff out of here. That's our shade cloth for the top of the greenhouse, or to put over other plants we have outside that need shade. In summertime, I can put that over the top and give it some shade in here. And I got to go through that bag and see what's in it and get rid of it. And we got some grow pots in here. Black plastic goes, that's what I used. I covered the door. That's a screen door, so in the summertime I take the plastic off, and it's got ventilation in there. And I put the plastic over it. In the winter time I usually use the clear, but the black's what I had this year. But right here, Joseph's doing his pepper plants this year. Get this out here. And so he got him a portable greenhouse topper, so one that sets down over the top, where you plant in ground, set that over the top of it. And this spring he's going to use it out there over his peppers to get them started in ground. And then he's got a, these are foldable, that's nice, just a bag there. He's got these two here. He's got some more in the barn. They fold out like that one. It's empty. But them are portable grow bags. And in the fall, if you want, you can, when you're done, you can just dump your compost back in the compost bin. And see that one right there, he hadn't done, but you just dump them and fold them up and put them over in a corner somewhere and then reuse them. But oh, this here, forgot this was in here. I made this last year. That is, there was a tiller. I bought a tiller and it has some of these metal row thing with it. Nothing to attach it with. But I took one of them and just screwed it to a piece of wood, narrow on that end, and I used that in the garden to make my rows with. Some of the rows, I'm doing short rows, we just use that for that. Repurpose that for that. And greenhouse, the vent. That vent goes outside, vents the heat out, and I had a fan that works real well, but the bottom of it got broke off of it. The legs, the stand got broke off of it, so it fit perfect inside that vent. So I repurposed it, put it in there, run it over here, and it works really well about pulling the heat out of here in the summer. And I'll show you these lights. Okay, we are at, if I get down here on the camera, it looks like it's showing less than what it is. 40, between 42 and 44, and that thermostat showing 43.5, so it's pretty accurate compared with that. Like I said, the probe's down there in that corner, so it's doing well. And let's turn some of these lights on in here. These are LED grow lights. I'll show you before I turn one on because them things are bright. They are the grow lights. They are the full spectrum grow lights. And it lights up pretty bright in here. There's one. There's the rest of them. Yeah, I would say those are going to do well. It gets, I mounted those two. They have these shields right here. If you can see it with that light on, right there's the one. These shields where you put one on each side of it and it'll direct the light straight down. Take them off, it spread out over the whole thing, but I ended up putting these two here with one side on, taking the other side off so that the light is directed that direction. On this side, you can see there it is reaching the top two real well. That one is reaching real well. The bottom one down there, it's not on either one of them really. The second one up, it's doing pretty good. The top, second, third, top one's doing great. We usually use the very bottom ones just to put stuff on anyway. So I think that's going to work real well. And let me turn these off. You can see how well it hits those two. So I think we'll do really good there. And then the grow boxes, it really lights them up. I mean, it's can't hardly see it in the camera, but it lights up this place like a football field on Friday night, and it's still daylight out here. I can't wait to see what it looks like tonight. Come out here after dark, and I'll get a picture of it after dark to add to that. Still gotta run my wiring a little bit different. I want to hide what I can of it, but I'm going to experiment probably after this weekend. It's supposed to be cold all weekend. It's supposed to be nice Monday and Tuesday as far as temperatures. It's supposed to be back, I think, if they don't change it, back up around the 50, mid 50s, low 50s. So a couple of days of that, along with then I'll turn the heater on and stuff because it's supposed to get cold again. But I am going to I have got bunch onions, the evergreen, I think it's evergreen, a bunch onions anyway, and I am going to use one of these grow boxes to plant those onions in, and with this heater and these lights, and just kind of see, just experiment and see how it goes. I know it is middle of January and snow on the ground out there, and I'm just going to plant and see what happens. And if I can find them, I'm wanting to do the purple top turnips because I know they're another cold crop that will be able to handle the cool if it does get cooler in here. And going to experiment with those on that side, whichever side, probably that side. It's a little bit smaller box over there than this one. So, but I want just to do an experiment with that. So when we do that, we'll bring you guys along for that, and we'll experiment together and see how things work with it. But I don't think I had done a greenhouse tour, and I just wanted to show you that. It is an 8x8 greenhouse, and actually a little bit less than 8x8. Those lights are 4 foot, and they overlap right there a little bit. But well, I don't know by the time you take that out, it's close. But anyways, 8x8, and we use the rough cut. Let me look over here and see it better. We just use the rough cut sawmill lumber. We just more or less built a frame around the bottom, banded it at the bottom with the wood at the top, a piece around the middle. We didn't put a piece up here in the front. One, it was so short it really didn't need it, and trying to run one up here at the front. We wanted to get as much light as possible in. But this is the clear corrugated. It needs to be pressure washed on the outside. Clean it up a little bit for this spring. But that is the clear. The roof is also the clear, but right now it is covered with snow. So, which is one good thing. One reason we wanted to add the grow lights, because when it is snowing, you don't get as much sun. You get the light from the grow lights to help with that. But look at this heater one more time to see where we're at. We are at 44. Looks like just a little over 44 on that one. Thermostat says, hard to see with the camera, 44.6. So I'm kind of impressed with that thermostat and this heater. I'm really impressed with it, of how accurate it seems to be compared to the actual thermostat on the wall. But these shelves, someone was giving them away, and I went and picked them up, and picked up quite a few of them actually. I used that's what I used in our smokehouse. I got our smokehouse shelving in there for smoking. The shelves came with the hardware, the shelves. There's a lot of it. Some big shelves too. I had to cut them down. That actually, those two shelves is one shelf cut in half. I actually cut just a little bit off of the ends after I cut it in half, so they're big. But anyway, I'm using them in the smokehouse, like I said, and these grow boxes, you can probably tell on them, but that is all pallet wood around the outside, and I just used the 2x4s, or actually 1x4s, to nail that too. It looks like 2x4s because it's the rough cut sawmill lumber, which is always a lot thicker than what you buy from Lowe's or anywhere else. And tin around the bottom is when we replaced the tin on the house and on the barn, we saved the old tin off of that roof, and we've been repurposing it, and that's what it's for. These here, you can tell the front's flat and the side is rounded. Those are actually landscape timbers. They're pressure treated landscape timbers, just like your pressure treated 4x4s. This flat spot right here is 4 inches wide, and it is 4 inches wide from flat to flat. And this side, the way it's rounded, I think it's actually 5 inches or thereabouts side to side that way, which is good. You got the two flat spots. If you're not needing the 4 just perfectly flat edges, those right there will save you a whole lot of money when it comes to buying post. I think when we bought them, a 4x4 post was up close to $20, and one of those was $6 and something for one of those landscape timbers. So a whole lot of savings, and they're the same thing, other than these are rounded. I guess they just charge a lot more for those other two cuts. But this rubber mat, we put it down instead of gravel. We started to use the pea gravel, and I've actually got pea gravel in there underneath all that, just a thin layer of or not pea gravel, regular gravel, and I put some underneath this right here too, but I didn't put it real thick, just enough to kind of help keep this off the ground, wet ground. Those gravels help a little bit with that. And like I said, that right there, that's pallet wood also. You can see move this. See the notches in the leg right there, and that one over there too. That's pallet wood. So didn't cost us a whole lot to build this by using landscape timbers, and by using the sawmill lumber, which is a lot cheaper and a whole lot sturdier. But I'm gonna go and turn these lights off and get out of here. Yeah, big difference. Yeah, see how much difference that makes? Makes a big difference. Yeah, I'm excited to see what it looks like tonight. I'm going to look at this temperature one more time before we go. It is almost 46, it says there. Almost 45. About 45. Looks like a little over, I can't hardly tell. And 44.7. So I'm happy with that. The only thing I don't like is you have to turn that off. You have to unplug it. There's no switch, but that's fine. Fine with me. Move this out of the way. I gotta put that back in there. We just storing that in there. I gotta throw my box away. But it's the outside. Back up here. The outside of the greenhouse. And it's good. We got set the greenhouse there. One reason we set it there's a flat spot right there, and everything else is kind of downhill, and it's flat all out through there. But there was a flat spot there, so we went and put it there, and it's close to the barn and close to the compost pile. And our garden, you can see where we had a fall garden right there, and then that is back there across the back. Not the very back, but the middle back. You can see this little orchard across there. There's apples, apple trees. There's a apricot tree back there. A couple of plum tree, a couple of peaches, and some different things. The ones here, these little short one of those ones right there, and those here in the middle, right here, are elderberry trees, and there's some of those in this front is going to get moved, transplanting somewhere else. Some of them, a couple of them is going to go to my brother and sister-in-law, but they're going to get transplanted probably somewhere up front, because Joseph's pepper patch is going to go across there, and down this fall garden side, it's going to be his pepper patch. He has over 170 different varieties of pepper seeds, and I would say 99.99% of them are hot. And of course, he's not going to try to grow all of them, but he's going to grow some that he's never grown before, and a few of the ones that he knows that he's going to be selling those. He makes tinctures and sauces and powders and all kinds of stuff. He's really good at it, and he's going to be selling that. And then the rest of our garden, from that little tree there all the way back to that tree line, is the rest of our garden, from the fence up to you can see right in there where that comes down, then it kind of flattens off right in there. From there over and up, and actually between that tree and that tree, I believe it is one of those, is another pretty wide area, and I'm going to plant some corn in between those, try to take advantage of every space that I can in between trees while they're small for this year. But I just wanted to give you a little tour of the greenhouse and talk a little bit about it. There's our vent. You can see our vent there that the fan is in. It blows down the side when we turn the fan on, and that actually, you can feel the heat in the summertime. You can feel the heat coming out of there without the fan. It works really well. But thank you for joining me today on that. And turn this camera around here. There we go. Around there. I just saw that sunset back there. That's pretty. Wow. Well, thanks for joining me today, and thanks for touring the greenhouse with me and seeing what we've got going. And when I start experimenting and start with onions and the things, we'll bring you guys along, and we'll do an update every now and then on them, see how they're doing. And I just want to say thank you guys for subscribing to our channel. We appreciate you guys watching. That helps us out a lot. Thank you for sharing and liking, and please leave any comments that you might have down below in the comments. And we like to interact with the ones that comment on our channel. And we just really appreciate you guys, and hope you guys are having a wonderful new year. I know God's got a lot of things in store for you guys this year, and we just thank you so much for watching, and God bless.